Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday. So, today on Fridays, we talk tech in English. So, we are going to start out with several little articles that I was able to find. I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups. I'll be joined shortly by my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And as you know, we like to usually start out with this week in tech. So let me bring that up and get started with this day in tech history comes from the what do you call it, the platform titled This Day in Tech History. So first article I want to share with you is the first flight of space shuttle, not just into space. The first space shuttle orbiter, the Enterprise, embarks on its maiden flight in captive mode, attached to the top of a Boeing 747 jumbo jet. This was February 18th, 1977. It was a 9-month test program and was conducted through November of 1977 at the Drayton Flight Research Facility. February 16th, 1946, the first cable TV set. Oh my gosh! Television signals were first successfully transmitted from Washington, D.C. to New York City over an AT&T coaxial cable. How are you doing over here on the Clubhouse? And it's so good to see you over there in the Clubhouse. Would you like to come up? If you do, just raise your hand and I'll bring you up. We're talking today about tech. So, as you thought cable TV was invented in the 1980s, it was actually invented in 1946. Who knew? Okay. The first airmail delivery, February 18th, 1911, Frenchman Henry Percret, I can't pronounce his last name, makes the first official airmail delivery in British India, moving over 16,500 letters. Wow, via the air. That's amazing to me. What year was that? I said 1911. Okay. And then the last article I'm going to share with you. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Dr. Tachi?
Good morning.
Good morning. Did I did I make you an admin? Let me see.
No, not yet.
A moderator? Hold on. Let's see if we can do that. Make a moderator. There you go. And we have several people joining us here in the clubhouse. We've got Ann and Yeti and Tika and Paulette. And we've been talking about this week in tech history, the fact that cable TV began in 1911. The first cable TV test was done February 18th, 1946. The first airmail was done in 1911. And I know, who knew it went that far back? And I can remember they have a little picture of a TV that has a really small window. And I can remember my grandmother having one of those. She had a TV set, and we used to watch boxing on it. And I think Billy Graham or some other people came on. But yeah, so I can remember um, actually watching something that size, which I think is really, really interesting.
But you know what's interesting? So is it a small window?
It's a really small window.
That's what we do now, right?
I guess it is. Seriously, like on a mini iPad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even your phone.
Oh, that's true. Because I guess our phone is smaller, huh? I guess because it wasn't shaped the same size. I wasn't thinking about the phone. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Wow. Guys, so that's this week in tech history. I'm going to share a couple of things over here because I always like to start out with wonderfulness, Dr. Taji. Yes, I'm getting ready to stir the pot this morning with two things that are just so opposite of each other, both going on in the virtual world. The first thing I want to talk about is um, roadblocks. It seems that there's been some situations here in roadblocks that are causing concern to parents and basically to the roadblock community. And that is that people are coming into roadblocks and they are setting up rooms for with sexual content.
Yes, I read about that.
Yes, they got these little avatars stripping and doing dominatrix stuff, and they even have situations in some rooms where the avatars are watching other avatars have sex and making comments. Um, and Roblox is taking these things down as quickly as they can because they serve a community of 9 to 12-year-olds predominantly. And it's just like playing whack-a-mole with these people who want to do ugly stuff. So
Yeah, well, rubbish in, rubbish out.
and my granddaughter loves this game. uh so I'm a little concerned about it. It says condo games are usually only live for a short time, often less than an hour, before they are discovered and taken down. Roblox says it's consistently trying to take these games offline using both manual and automated systems. And I wonder if that was the reason they were down for 3 days, because recently they were down. They had a 3-day blackout. What was that, in November of 2021?
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if they were, I don't know what was going on with that, but maybe they need another blackout to try to identify who these people are. Hmm.
Yeah, it's sad that people the kids just want to get on and play these games, and there are these bad actors who have nothing else to do and have these mental sicknesses that find that why would you need to do that? That's what doesn't make any sense to me.
And why on this platform where the children are? It says, let me read this. It says a naked man wearing a dog collar and a lead is led across the floor by a woman in a bondage outfit. Two strippers dance next to a bar. A group has gathered around a couple openly having sex, watching and occasionally commenting. One man is wearing a Nazi uniform. This isn't happening in the real world. It's taking place in a children's gaming platform. And it's just really, really sad. So maybe the people over on this platform, what do you guys think about that? I mean, before I move on to the next story, how do you feel about that? And what do you think about this invasion of a children's virtual world for this purpose? Does anybody want to comment?
LaShonda, I've sent you come on up to the stage. She has something she wants to say.
Okay, so
I'm trying to invite her.
Okay.
And for some reason, there you are.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Good morning. I just want to say that this is not new. I have kids, and they've been, and they are like your mama. They love to be online. And when we got our first computer, we had porn on it. And I'm thinking it's my husband. I'm like, honey, what are you doing? These kids are sharing this computer, and everybody is on. What is going on? I get up here, and we got hacked. So whenever you push the button, if you hit A, you got A. You know what A's are. So, every time I hit a button, I was getting all these perverted pictures coming up on my screen. And my daughter was 8 at the time, and she was going to these different game rooms, and they had the little kids stuff, and then underneath some of the stuff, as you dig deeper into these games, you got porn.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, I got to, you got to watch, you definitely have to watch what your kids are looking at, because you're thinking they're looking at one thing, and she was all up in the porn. Look. I was like, my husband's like, I ain't been on the computer, and you can look at the history. Yeah. I went into the history, and I was like, this is my girl right here. What is she doing? And I had to go in there. She was like, Mom, I hit the wrong button, and this is what happened. And basically, you get these viruses. And so even if your child is not even looking at the stuff, they hit these viruses. We had like 3 computers that got shut down because of these porn viruses that they were in these kids' games playing. And this has been going on probably 15 to 16 years with my kid, 20-something. Yeah, a long time. And I was like, what in the hell? But that's where they get them. They get the kids, and they put them in there and the kid, maybe you clicked it on Popeye, thinking you're getting Popeye, and you're going into a porn site. Mm-hmm. And it's horrible that we've been complaining about it for years. So it's not nothing new on Roblox. They just didn't. This is a new topic for the Roblox, but these other kids' sites, same way. I just wanted to say that I've been dealing with it since my daughter was 8, and she's now I will be 25.
Wow. Paulette, would you like to comment? Yes. And then we're going to go. Then we're going to come over here to the live. Go ahead, Paulette.
Okay. Like LaShonda said, it's been going on for years. My boys are now in their 40s, but I remember the only thing that's different now is they don't have to use their imagination to try to hide stuff. And with our own selves, how I used to try to read some of my mother's books, and I would read it, and I'd find where she hid it, and I would read it when my boys were younger, and they would do Sports Illustrated or some other book they'd find, and they would have it under their mattress or something. Mm-hmm. And you found it because they all of a sudden started making their beds, and to make your bed, they just didn't want you to be asking where it came from. And what it does is it stifles their imagination, because you got to have some imagination to figure out how to hide stuff from your parents. Now they don't have to do it. All they got to do is turn on the computer, and it's right there. So that's crazy.
Wow. Well, over here on Facebook, Anna is saying, taking the kids' site and exploiting it like that. She says, I think it's sickening. Safety measures need to be in place to protect the children. And she says the trouble is that porn folks are also early adapters. Yeah, I guess they are.
Absolutely. So when you talk about AR and VR, the porn industry, they were right at the developers' doors when that happened, because they have to think about it. You have to make a way to keep your audience enticed. So you employ technology to do that. Wow. What we don't need you to do is enforce it upon people who don't want it. I mean, that's the common sense of a flea. Why? There's no reason why you should do those things. None whatsoever.
Wow. Well, we have a raised hand here, and I'm trying to bring her up.
Who's raising their hand? I don't see anybody.
It's just open to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see a number down here. It says 1.
Yeah, it's there, but nobody's there. It's
fine. Okay, thank you. So, I just think this is just really not a good thing. Okay. It's really not a good thing. And I am just stunned by it. And I know that there are parental controls, like Ann was saying. But I don't know how they managed to work around this, because we do have parental controls over there, and we do confine her to just her little group of friends in the family, the other kids in the family. I haven't, she hasn't indicated that anything has happened, but I am going to be more aware now that I've read this article, Dr. Taji.
Yeah, absolutely. In that, I think we read the same article, because in that article, they were also talking about how children were getting scammed and getting their entire, like, basically hacked, and their like rare skins and things were being stolen from them, and then sold on other marketplaces.
What?
So yes. So one of the examples was a little boy who, had some skins, some rare skins or whatever, and noticed that he had been signed back in, got signed out again, and then I guess whoever the hacker was changed the password and then stole, those skins. And then somebody told him that, the skins have numbers, so this was like number 918. So somebody told him that they saw for sale on some marketplace that skin number 918. So they're getting these assets stolen from them, up in kids, and then sold, on other platforms.
Wow.
And it could be, if you're sharing, for example, sometimes kids share things. They have to be really careful with those things, because if you are loose with your assets or whatever, somebody could take them and steal them.
Wow. Loose lips sink ships. Okay. Wow. This is just, it's just like, I want to say it's like a real world. It's just crazy stuff. Oh my gosh, you almost need a news reporter in the virtual world to tell you what to look out for. My goodness. Well, okay, so I read that, and then I said, well, maybe this will help. And that is, there was an article on the virtual church in the metaverse. You can join church over in the metaverse on a serious note. Okay. And so I'm going to let's see if I can share this virtual reality church video from YouTube.
Ooh, this metaverse is getting really.
I'm telling you, it's just not the truth, girl. Okay, so let me see. Now, can y'all see?
Yes, we see it.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it.
Describe what it is.
I am. I'm going to describe this to you guys over here in Clubhouse. And that is that the guy, it's a 1 minute or so video over here on YouTube. And it is, and I'll put the link over in the chat. I do that over here. Okay.
Yeah.
And let you know that he's waking up and he's putting on his virtual reality glasses and he's going to church. Now, let me run the video. Oh my God.
Wake up, get dressed, and drive across town just to attend your favorite service. Introducing Virtual Reality Church. Start by choosing a church building that meets your needs. Tired of the stress of having to choose a Sunday morning outfit? Never make a fashion mistake again. Virtual Reality Church will style you based on your denomination. Not a people person? Select the introvert experience completely new and make 12 team, meet and greet time, connect cards, and that awkward hold hands with the person next to you thing we still do. Next, personalize your morning by choosing the worship experience that you want. Feeling a touch of white guilt? Add a minority worship leader.
They say if you're feeling a touch of white guilt,
your
you
worship
add a
leader.
minority worship leader.
Finally, no more having to do your songs that you don't like. With Virtual Reality Church, you're in charge. For the sermon, choose the amount of conviction you like, and we'll select a pastor for you. We'll even let you tailor your sermon topics so you'll never have to attend a Vision Sunday or a sermon series on giving. And never worry again about dozing off during the sermon. With Virtual Reality Church, you can sleep as long as you want. Kids are bad in nursery? Who cares? Worried about missing a football game? Enter your favorite team and we'll provide notifications when the game is starting. Never miss a kickoff again. Want to go forth for prayer? Well, if you selected a Pentecostal service, always stand in front of a mattress. Even connect your social media accounts and we'll post for you. Get credit for being super spiritual, all from the comfort of your couch. Finally, an option for people asking the question, how can I make Sunday morning even more about me? Virtual Reality Church, the future of church attendance.
Is that a parody?
This is not a parody. You actually get to join the church. I went in and I joined. Let me see. I joined. Let me see what this website is called. VR Church, because I wanted to see what the experience would be. They are on Discord, so you join the MMO Church on Discord. They welcomed me, okay, and
Okay.
on the side you can see the different members, and they had elders, people with titles like elders in there, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought, okay, this is really a twist. Okay, I don't know what to say on, faith, because I guess some people would like to be in a virtual world.
Well, listen, they have the virtual bar. Who is it has the virtual bar in the metaverse? One of the beer companies. So if they're, bars and all kind of things we do in the real world, then hey, put the church in there.
Exactly. And one lady's testimony was that because she is severely disabled, she felt freer in the virtual church because she could walk around, she could get baptized, she could
her avatar, because she has an avatar. So because
exactly.
Yeah. So that part, yeah, I see that part. That people that
See that
they call sick and shut in when you go to church. They call it sick and shut ins, and so they can feel more of connected with the service. So, but it's just that video. It just looked like a parody because the guy was like, it was funny looking. So, but
yes, because they were showing the different things,
right? Because he was in bed, he put on the VR goggles, he had on a t-shirt and shorts, he did what he wanted. So,
do you have the link for this so that people can watch? People are asking for the link, so I can.
Okay, all right. Let me.
In Clubhouse, they want the link.
Okay, let me go find, because I took down the video. Just a moment.
Is the video on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube.
What's the name of it? I'll find it.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at my history.
She closed it, so we gotta
open it. So I gotta. Okay, hold on. It's called Virtual Reality Church by John Christ, Crist, and I wonder if I can find it over there and stick it in the chat, because I closed it before I. Oh, and you know what?
I got it. I can put it in the chat. You can go ahead with the.
Okay, and I've got the. I found it.
I'll put it in the chat over here.
Thank you. Here he is. It is vrchurch.org is where I went to join the church, the virtual church, because I wanted to see what it was about.
Okay, let me put that link up here. People can explore.
Yeah, in Clubhouse, so they can.
Okay. It's called vrchurch.org. Okay.
And let me see. And you found the YouTube?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
It's in the chat. Okay.
Anna says, "Wait, is it John Chris a comedian?" Now, see, that's what I was saying. It looked like a comedy bit.
Listen, it might be a comedy bit, but the vrchurch.org is rocking over here.
Absolutely. So I don't know, and that this bit was actually from 3 years ago.
Okay, let me share this screen here. Some things start as a joke and people join, and then they're like, "Oh, you mean I got to go through with this?" Am I sharing my screen? Let's see.
Yes, it says Discord.
Okay, and I want to share. I wonder if I can go to these rules. So, is that showing? No, I've got to go stop this share and go to the one that I want to go to. This is like, okay, give me a second, please. Bear with me.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so the video is 3 years old, so it would be pre-pandemic, but
Okay, so now
Mhm.
I'm showing my screen.
Yes, the
You can see
Discord.
where I joined the
Mhm.
VRMMO church over here on Discord.
Okay. And when you join it, it gives you links to join to go to church or?
Got rules. I don't know because I just joined this morning.
Oh, all right.
Just to really explore it. But okay, let's
Mhm.
see. Is this welcome to your first voice channel? Okay, got it.
You're connected by voice. So you
Here's,
want to click that phone and the X.
here's prayer. Looks like you're
Mhm.
in another voice channel. Are you sure you want to switch?
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
we're gonna confirm that. So there's all kind of chats going on over here. What is this?
That looks like some kind of metaverse picture of the church members.
Of the church members, I guess. I have no idea because it's my first time over here, people. What is this?
So they got a bunch of links, tickets, calendar, prayer. There's a live button.
Hangout. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my name over here is T Social. I'm like, okay. VRMMO. Welcome to Stages. Your mic will be muted unless you're invited to speak. You can leave and rejoin anytime. So I guess that's where people are talking. We're going to exit that quietly. But yeah, and you can see on my screen they have a wizard shadow. I don't know what that's about. But
That's a person. That's the admin.
everybody has different avatars over here. There's I guess
Yeah, those
that's
are all people that joined the Discord. So
there's a pastor over here. Anyway, there are quite a few people have joined over here. And I'm looking, when I look on their site, does it tell me how many people are actually here? At any rate, guys, I want you to know that maybe some of the people who are doing all this porn stuff can join the virtual church and we can have a different experience. Okay.
Okay.
Because the thing on YouTube may be a comedy bit, but this right here, somebody took it and set up a church.
Yeah, so you have to remember, if you're trying to imagine what the metaverse looks like, if you've ever seen your kid or somebody play Roblox, that's what it looks. That's what the metaverse looks like. Roblox.
So there you are. So those are my two articles that I wanted to share. To check out the things that are happening on Roblox and be aware, and to be conscious that the virtual church is a real thing, and it has come to a neighborhood near you.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any comments over here on
Anna?
Oh, Anna says, let's see. She said, at least there are rules and admins, possibly moderators. Thank God. Yes. They did warn them to be near a bed in case you get slain in the spirit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Hey, what can I tell you? So
wow.
Yeah, and it depends on, because, well, I don't know in this case what denomination it is or whatever.
It said different ones. It said you could choose.
Okay,
the video, which is now a parody.
Yes,
said something about choosing your denomination, but this VR church, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See. Okay, so you'd have to explore that for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to be aware that it is available, and that some people, when they tell you that they're at church and they have their goggles on, they may very well be in the virtual church. And that's all. Wait a minute. Ann says there's a warning from YouTube parody, not the rules at the site anyhow. Okay.
Oh, she's saying the warning about the being about the bed. All of that is from the parody video, which has nothing to do with the VR church, guys.
Okay.
It's two different things.
Gotcha. Yes. All right. So there you go. Something to start your long weekend with.
Oh my God.
I know. I
That's
know.
hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Hilarious.
So, TJ, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okie dokie. So this week in social media news, let's start with Snapchat. Snapchat had a busy week. They released a whole bunch of stuff. So let's start with first thing. What the question?
No, I said,
Oh.
really, I didn't know Snapchat had a lot of activity this week.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Snapchat will let users update their usernames next week. This is one of their most requested updates. Changing your username in the app, which is tied to your friends list, your Snap code, your Snap score, and memories, all that. So there was a complaint about we can't change our username without losing all that connection. They'd have to reset up the friends list and all that. So Snapchat said, hey, we heard you. So you will be able to update your username on February 23rd.
Oh, okay.
So the example they used in the story was like if you set it up with Ladies Man 23 when you was 15 and now you're 25 or 30, you might want to go by something more not cleverer, but something more what is it? Appropriate if you're, now you have a job. Because 15 you was a kid, you're a teen, so you make funny usernames.
Yes.
So you weren't able to change it, now you can change it.
Well,
all right. So next thing for Snapchat, they've launched something called a new a Ticketmaster map layer. So you can connect with live events, discover live events. This is in the Snap Map feature. This is in partnership with Ticketmaster. It's going to display all listed events near you. So if you're in the Ticketmaster Snap Map layer, there's a toggle you have to turn on the map. It'll show you all the events that Ticketmaster has listed near you. You'll be able to swipe through and look through, and you'll be able to share it with your connections or even buy tickets from the Snap Map. So this is the quote from Snap. Using the new Snap Map layer, Snapchatters can browse Ticketmaster's complete catalog of upcoming events based on what is happening nearby. Then they can see everything from comedy to sports, concerts from today's big stars, or indie shows from latest up-and-comers. Once they find a show that piques their interest, they can tap in and invite their friends through stickers that plug right into the Snapchat camera, or even buy tickets then and there through a seamless checkout process. And that's connection with Ticketmaster, not Snapchat. All right, so the next thing for Snapchat, they are introducing revenue sharing on ads in creator stories. So what this is that they are going to introduce mid-roll ads during Snapchat stories for Snapstars. Now they do ads all, that's not anything new in Snap in the app. They've always done ads, but now they're doing it with their Snap Stars. Now, what is a Snap Star? I'm going to tell you what a Snap Star is. A Snap Star is a public figure or a creator who brings some of the best and most entertaining content to Snapchat. Snap Stars give their audience unprecedented access into a diverse and global set of interests, including the arts, beauty, news, gaming, music, and more. Snap Stars are eligible to have their content featured in Snapchat and are indicated by a star. So if we go into Snapchat and you see a story from, I'm assuming somebody like DJ Khaled or something is going to be like a Snap Star. Oh. So now the ads between their stories, they will be able to share in the revenue. Now, to be a Snap Star, you have to apply. And there are a whole bunch of list of rules that they have. They can take the star away if they want. You're not guaranteed to keeping the star. Okay. This is what Snap said. There's a whole page of rules. So I looked at it and I was like, okay.
And you know what? I used to wonder why these terms are so long, but after all this foolishness with Roblox, I can understand it.
Mm-hmm. So they're saying that, again, they're going to appear, the ads will appear as mid-roll ads inside of their stories, and the creator will earn a share of the ad revenue. Now they have a payout formula that Snapchat didn't give out what it is, but you have to be a Snapstar and you have to apply. Then you have to get approved, and then you can share in the revenue. Anna says, let me bring this up. Anna says, is this their version of verification? No, this is like I gave you an example, GJ Khaled, somebody on that caliber. He's always on Snapchat. He's been there for years putting up stories and everything. So now when they put ads between his stories, he gets a share of the ad revenue. He gets to share in that because it's his stories, because he's a celebrity. So you have to be someone of that level. Oh, and there's an application process, not verification. It's just you're a Snap star. Right. It's one of their monetization models. Anna says, is it there? They have several. They have a spotlight where you create snaps, put them up. Snapchat decides who gets a part of the fun and all that other stuff. So there's several ways. So this is another way to get people to create content and want to be on Snapchat and share in the ad revenue. So this is not like them paying you out. This is like whatever the ad revenue for those ads between your stories, you get a percentage of. They didn't say what percentage. So that's what, Snapchat. And one more thing from Snapchat. Yeah. One more thing. Did I miss it? Yes. Snapchat is rolling out a new buddy system. It's a real-time location sharing feature. Now, what this buddy system is, it allows users to share their real-time location for 15 minutes or up to a few hours with a specific friend. This is meant to help users look out for their friends as they, people going out.
Safety, yes.
Right, safety. Both of you have to be friends. And you say, hey, I'm going, say, for example, a young lady's going out on a date, a first date or whatever, and she's letting her friends or family, hey, I'm going to be here. And they can see her on the Snap map in 15 minutes. If something happens, whatever, if she disappears on the map, they know something's wrong. So it's like a little safety net.
This is good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, isn't that good? So they're saying users can only share their real-time location with individual friends. There isn't an option for users to send their real-time location details to all of their Snap. And it shouldn't go to all of your Snapchat. It should go to friends, your close friends and your family. Like I gave the example. You're going somewhere going on a date with a new person, or you're getting in an Uber, or you're doing whatever it is where you feel like I need somebody to see me on this map to make sure that everything's okay. All right. Now, this isn't new. Now, since 2017, you could have the option to share your location with your friends on Snap Map. I keep saying Snap Map. But this is different. This is more like a safety feature, like make sure I get home because I'm in the spot and, something's going on. I need you to keep an eye on me. Well,
it's sort of like a virtual chaperone.
Yes, this is the new version. The old school version was you told your family or friends, I'm going on it. You would tell them or leave them a note. I'm write the address. So you don't have to do that. If you're all on Snapchat, they can see you on the map because you're sharing your location with that individual, like a friend or a close friend or family member.
Sure,
that's what it's for. And Anna put up the comment, about ashamed that young women are so vulnerable to injury that this is needed. Yes. I mean, there's a couple of things where, we've had stories. There was a young lady a few years ago. She got in the wrong Uber. Unfortunate. And then Anna says, I would still let someone know in real life. Yes. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. But this is like another layer of, okay, if you and look at this, if you talk to your friends or family members, like if you use Snapchat as your private communication tool, which I do with some family members, like some of my younger ones that don't live in New York, they live on the West Coast. We talk in Snap, we communicate and it's private. Remember, Snapchat has a private side and a public side. So you can use the private side to communicate with your best friend, your family members and whatever. So this is like another layer. Like Anna says, in real life, you would say, I'm going here, here's the address, I'll be back by, whatever. But you could still have them monitor you in Snapchat if you're both using it. You both have to use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's what I said. Snapchat had a lot of stuff. They usually do not release a lot of news in 1 week like that. Okay. So Snapchat, I'm just scrolling through my notes, making sure. Yep. I got all of that. Now let's move on to Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go to Twitter. Twitter had some news too. This one just came out. Twitter lets you tip creators with Ethereum. That is Bitcoin.
I saw that.
So the tipping isn't new. Tipping came out last year, but it was I believe it was Cash App, PayPal, and something else. Now they're putting cryptocurrency in it, and I believe they had another Bitcoin in there, but now they're putting Ethereum in there. So you can so they're saying they're adding something called barter, Paga, Paga, and Paytm, Paytm. Now you send tips by going to the person's profile on Twitter, and they'll have the option turned on, and you could just hit the tips and you choose how you like, Cash App, PayPal. If you have Bitcoin, give them Bitcoin. You have to be at least 18 years old for this.
Yes.
All right. So, next for Twitter, so now Twitter's asking their bot accounts to include a label to show that they're a bot.
Okay.
So this lets a user know if they're interacting with a real person or a bot. Now, what you're saying, like, what's a bot? Well, a bot is just automatic code that runs, and it is very popular on Twitter to have an account that's just spits out news or links or on a different topic, and there's not a real person tweeting it. It's automated. So they're saying if you're a bot on Twitter, you have to use the label and say that you're a bot. So some of these bots are for weather, like there's weather, local news. I think there's several for New York City, like local stuff. It just goes out. There's not a person tweeting it. It's just automatic news. And next is Twitter will let you pin a DM conversation. So in the DMs, which is direct messaging, you can pin a favorite conversation, so it's always at the top. Now this was included in the Twitter Blue subscription. I think it was $2.99 a month or something. This is one of the features that they had in Twitter Blue, which came out last year. So now they pulled it out of Twitter Blue, and they're letting everybody have it. If you have the non-paid, which that's me, I'm not paying for Twitter. So this is one of the functionalities they're adding, taking out of Twitter Blue and letting you have it. So you'll be able to pin 6 conversations to the top of your DM inbox for easy access. This feature is available on iOS, Android, and the web. Twitter Blue came out in November 2021.
Well, before we go any further, I just want you to know that Anne has a couple of comments.
Oh, okay.
Away from the subject she was commenting.
Okay, right. Right. So she says here the Ethereum level is new on Twitter. Yes, because they had tipping. Ethereum wasn't an option. Now it is. And then Anna says, good. Bots are useful in a DM for service, yet for interaction is good to know. Right. So you want to know this, and just real quick about Twitter, if you're not a Twitter user. On Twitter, if you have an account and you're following certain people like news, politics, journalism, whatever, there's people that have conversations on Twitter. Like there's a tweet, they respond to the tweet, then there's a response to the response to the response. So they have like a threaded conversation. Then there's another side of Twitter, which is this bot side where people are tweeting out useful information, but there's not a human conversation going on. It's just information. Like I said, weather. They have several here for like local stuff in New York, different things, and you could set up the bot easily. But Twitter is now saying that the bots have to identify themselves, because a person may respond to the bot and the bot's not going to respond because it's automated. So Anna says, now if Twitter could just get their notifications on lock, I've had to utilize tweet that define activity likes, etc. And Anna says, all my tweets are handmade. Maureen, hey, Maureen's here. Good morning, Maureen. Yeah, so that's what's happening with Twitter. The DMs, if you're using DMs and you want to save some for easy access, so you don't have to search. If you've got that many listed, some do. Like I said, there's conversations going on between humans. So you might want to pin an important one to the top.
Oh, okay.
All right, so one more from Twitter. Twitter is launching a beta test of anti-abuse tool safety mode. So Twitter is broadening access to this feature called safety mode. It's designed to give users a set of tools to defend themselves against the toxicity and abuse that is, it's a problem on Twitter. Twitter seems to have that problem of hate speech, bullying, toxicity, So this safety mode was introduced last year to a beta test, but now they've launched it this week into beta. They've launched the beta into more users across different countries. So the US, UK, Canada, Australia, Ireland, and New Zealand. So they expanded the beta testing access because they want to collect more data and insights into how well safety mode works and if they need to improve it or not. Let's see. So Twitter, the safety mode, it will also prompt you when you may need to turn it on. So how does safety mode work? It works by automatically blocking accounts for 7 days, which are replying to the original post with harmful language or sending uninvited, repetitive replies like insults and hateful remarks or mentions. During the time that safety mode is enabled, these blocked accounts will be unable to follow the original poster's Twitter account, see their tweets and replies, or send them direct messages. So it's like it's a block, but you're not initiating it. They're saying they can prompt you because they're looking at the thread of the conversation. Maybe this person is bullying you and you need to turn it on. And Anna says, good. Safety mode needs cause some flare out hard there. Okay.
Well, can I just welcome Cicely and Ann and Fran and Paulette and LaShonda over here in the clubhouse. Dr. Tachi, thank you so much for holding that down for us. So if they want to comment, make sure that I'm aware because I'm also watching the live over here. Okay.
All right. Welcome, everybody. So just a few more, and then we can get into the media news. So one from Instagram. Instagram is now letting us send private story likes. Okay. So this is a new way for users to engage with stories by showing appreciation with a simple like rather than sending a direct message. Because before they put this option on, if you watch somebody's story and you sent them an emoji response or whatever, it went into their DMs. So they're saying that there was a lot of complaint about that because if you like a story, why should that just go to the DM? Because the DM's direct messaging section is for something else. So now they're saying that, hey, this feature is going to not clutter up DM inboxes with notifications about somebody liking a story. Now you can engage with the story by tapping the like button. It doesn't send a DM notification to the user. All right. So it when you have access to this feature, how do you know you have it? You'll have a new heart icon located between the send message and airplane icon. Okay. Should you decide to send someone a story like, it will show up in the viewer sheet, which you can access by viewing your own story again. It's the area where you see how many people liked your story. So it'll be there. People who publicly view your stories won't see the like count. So that's a good thing. So they're cleaning that up. And the last one from Meta. Meta has renamed its news feed to Just Feed. Whoop-de-doo.
Okay.
So yeah, whatever, Meta. So they've had this news feed. They're saying after more than 15 years, the company is officially renaming its central feature, which will now be known simply as Feed. So they're doing this to shift the perception. They're trying to, smoke and mirrors. Hey, look at us. We want you to, we're doing all these things for you. So it doesn't change how the feature works. Instead of news feed, it's just called Feed.
Feed. Bless
Yeah.
the okay.
Yeah. So yeah, exciting Facebook, real exciting. And that's your week of social media news.
Oh, thank you so much, TJ. Wow. Well, now we're going to get on to Dr. Tachi, and she's going to tell us what's going on in media. Dr. Tachi, you got the floor.
So I've been noticeably kind of silent because the landscapers are here, and so all kinds of machines are going on.
I am familiar with that situation.
And that's a year-round thing here. There's never a break. So hopefully it's not too loud for you all.
Well, we can hear you. We just know what that is going on in the background. That's fine.
Yes. Weed whackers and all sorts of things.
It's good. It's all good. We can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on just a second. Sorry.
Okay. I have a guy who comes and trims the hedges at the condo, and he invariably comes at the time that I get on the air on Wednesdays. And so we were coming on at 10, remember, a couple of years ago?
Mm-hmm.
We switched it to 8. Do you know?
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
He switched his time. I'm like, what?
That's hilarious. But we can hear Dr. Tachi just fine.
Yes, we can.
Go ahead.
Okay, they came close to the door, so that's why but
Ann says you sound good here on Facebook.
Yeah, all good. All good.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what a blessing it is to live where it is warm all the time, and in February they need to mow the lawn. So
there you go.
So Roku, by the way, has what? Sorry, hold on.
Did he not start up again?
It's live, folks. That's live. That's live. We roll with it. And now we have an interlude. I was saying I had a phone call on Tuesday during the live, and I was like, I need like a little, you know how they had to please stand by?
Yes.
For TV or the movies, you have a little thing.
Yes.
I'm like, I need that.
Well, I think they didn't StreamYard add some music here. Let's see.
I'm not sure. Did they?
I think so.
They're always adding stuff. Is that it?
Well, there's different music.
Where did you see that? I see.
Yes. So right now, this is called Feeding the Ducks. I have no idea why it's called that, but that's the name of this little tune while we're waiting for Dr. Tachi.
I'm back.
And she is back.
It's probably just because of the mascot of StreamYard.
Oh, makes sense.
See, I could have used that on Tuesday. I didn't even see that. See, that's what I get for not paying attention to what's going on with StreamYard.
So we're having a musical interlude. Go ahead, Doc.
Cool about that. All right, so welcome everybody. Let's talk a little bit about media. I'll give you some stories that I talked about on Mediascope on Wednesday, but then some other stuff that just came up today. So just today, Roku has hit 60 million active accounts.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, absolutely. So they maintain their dominance in the connected TV landscape to close out 2021, hitting 60.1 million active accounts in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Their revenue is reportedly 865.3 million, but analysts were expecting like 893.1 million.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I guess I feel less than sorry for them when they don't meet their mark of that. Part of the thing is, do you need to make as much as you do to survive? And the answer is no. You just want to make that much. So hold on, sorry.
It's okay. And is it really the company or is it the shareholders that punish them for not making these?
Shareholders.
Yeah, not making this.
That's not the company. It's the shareholders.
And I think it's also an excuse because I personally think in general, the shareholders are probably real happy. Uh, you know what I'm saying? But someone decided to, hey, let's play around with the market value. But anyway, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, so, and just in time for the machines to stop. So this was, this figure of this 60.1 million active accounts in the fourth quarter was up 17% year over year, and more than the 59.5 million that they've been looking for. So they exceeded expectations in terms of the monthly active accounts. So that's a good thing. And the average revenue per user rose 43% to $41.03. Streaming hours increased 15% year over year to 19.5 billion, and their stock is down 68% in the past 12 months. It's also fallen far from its highs, along with other popular pandemic plays like Peloton Interactive. So, you know, what we're seeing now is this, at the height of the pandemic, and we're still in a pandemic, people, don't think we're done. But at the height of the pandemic and in the thick of the pandemic, everyone was looking for different ways to keep themselves entertained, to keep themselves informed. And so streaming got a huge boost. Things like Peloton, because people were now needing to work out at home. Yes. And so their Peloton Interactive got, you know, a big boost. So, but now as we start to shift completely being at home, more things are starting to open. There's the vaccine, etc. This is where we see a shift in user behavior. And so that's what this is due to. So there we go. Good for you, Roku. And I'm a Roku fan.
I am too.
Yeah, I like Roku. I also have a Fire Stick. Ask me, do I use it? No. Not really. It's, I don't know, it's a little wonky to me. I like the Roku. So let's talk Joe Rogan, Spotify, and more. So there's another story I have connected to this, but here's the thing. So everybody knows the figure that Joe Rogan, Spotify paid Joe Rogan $100 million, right? I think we know that figure. Well, apparently it's double that. We didn't know they actually paid him $200 million. They paid him $200 million for this podcast.
Yep.
I
really?
did not know. They did. The number came out today that Spotify reportedly paid Rogan at least $200 million to commit to podcasting exclusively on Spotify for 3.5 years. This is according to
that is obscene.
The New York Times.
Wow.
That is, yes, exactly. It had previously been reported, as I said, by the Wall Street Journal as $100 million. And that's what we've all been saying. Every time we say, they paid Joe Rogan $100 million, the $100 million has been the thing, but no, it's $200 million. $200 million.
Wow.
Have they gone mad? So you paid this $200 million, and he repays you by having half-truths on his platform for you to have to answer. And that's the most expensive $200 million anybody has ever paid. So you get him, and you knew who he was before he came on your platform, so you know who he is. That's fine. You choose to deal with him anyway. But then it has the unintended effect, because you took sides with him, and probably rightfully so. You paid him this money, and you can't get out of it.
What were you going to do? Yeah.
What are you going to do? So Neil Young says it's either me or Rogan, not both of us. So he leaves. Joni Mitchell leaves. You get India Arie that's making. It's not like a huge exodus, but there are people that are considering that. And actually, who was it? One of our favorites, Jasmine Graham, said that, you know, after all this, she really considered, and she just deactivated her Spotify account. So in addition to people, celebrities and artists that were on there that were like, forget it, you have average everyday people that are like, you know what, if this is the type of thing you stand behind, you don't stand behind me. So no need for me to do, whatever.
Yeah,
and you can't put it Spotify.
Yeah, to support you when I have other ways to get this entertainment.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's not like I can't look, when people have podcasts, Spotify, you're not the only game in town, because chances are you're not paying them enough or anything to do. So everybody has their podcast everywhere. I don't have to use you as the podcast platform. I can use a lot of others. So yeah, that's what's happening there.
Well, Doc, here's the other thing. If you were a celebrity and you didn't know that he was getting 200 million, wouldn't you feel some kind of way when you found out?
How regular people?
They pay pennies. I mean, there are a lot of celebrities that I remember very well years ago. I used to listen to the Combat Jack show before he passed away, and he had his own podcast network. And so I used to listen to a lot of the shows on there, particularly his. And he had Angela Rye, the political analyst Angela Rye, and he had a couple of other people that were celebrity podcasters. And Angela Rye said quite clearly, make no mistake, I'm just now starting to break even off of my podcast. So it's not like I'm making bank. So, I think people have to realize, and especially for the average podcaster, you're not going to make bank initially. It's going to take some work on your end, securing, brand deals, getting advertisers. And then and for that to happen, you have to get your listens up. You have to be clocking a certain amount of listens to even, to get that, because they pay you in CPM, or cost per 1,000 listeners. If only 1,000 people get it, oh, great, you get 10 cents. So, it's not it's a great way to get the message out, but it is not a way to make bank initially. You've got to have other things in addition to that. So, yeah, that was a whole tangent, but I felt I had to add that.
Yeah.
Well, Anna says that's why musicians are selling their entire catalog. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting state of affairs, I'll have to say, in the podcasting and audio space, definitely. And I agree. If I'm one that is on there and you're giving $200 million to Joe Rogan, I don't know Joe Rogan's work enough to say anything about it, but I do know of him and of the types of things he talks about. There is an audience for that, but is the audience 200 million worth? That's what I'm saying. Was it worth that when you have? Do you know how many other people are on Spotify that have fantastic stuff, and you choose to give it to him?
Do you see what I mean?
It's not that fantastic.
I would feel some kind of way. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, as well they should. It shows, okay, well, this is what you think, and I'm not saying that the other deal, because I don't know the terms of the other deals that they have with some of the other celebrities on there, but it's not 200 million. I can attest to that.
Yeah, well, Ann says Sting just sold his whole catalog to Universal, she believes. So I don't know.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. And I love Sting. Sting is like one of my day ones. Love him. Sting and the Police.
Okay.
So, yes. All right, so I'll keep going. We don't have a whole lot of time left. This is really interesting. Sorry, I was trying to see. I didn't want to overstep into tech area, so I'm going to keep it. So, who watched Versus? I talked a little bit about this on Wednesday. Did you not MC?
Did I watch Versus? No.
I did. I saw it.
TJ said she saw it.
Okay, what did you think?
What did I think? Music Soul Child should have practiced more. Also, the thing about Swiss Beats saying that they were pushing it from Instagram to their own website and paying, I believe it was $2.99. That turned off their market. The people that were going to listen to it, they were like, we're not going to listen to it. They had to backtrack at the last minute and say, oh no, go over to Instagram and watch it like you've been doing for the last, almost 2 years?
Exactly. I think with Music Soul Child, I think they both did really well. With Music Soul Child, perhaps his crop top was a little bit too tight, which was what was causing the problem.
He had a lot of sour notes. I'm going to be honest. He had a lot of off. It was like a little every other note, and I wasn't the only one that said it. I went to Twitter, and everybody was like, "Why are the pitch and some of the notes were off?" But other than that, it was good. It was good. Anthony Hamilton was excellent.
He's always on.
Yeah, you could see the person. You could tell the difference between the person that is touring and their voice is flowing versus the person who maybe is not touring. I'll put it like that.
Correct. It was, and so this was in honor of Valentine's Day. And Terry, you brought up, or TJ, you brought, because you're both Terry, you brought up a very important thing in terms of here's the argument, or here is the issue here. Can you start something and call it free, decide you don't like it free anymore, and so I'm going to charge, and expect people to A, be okay with paying, and B, actually pay?
Can I weigh in?
You may. This is an open question to the floor.
Okay. You can do free to paid, but I personally think the Swiss and Tim, they waited too long. It's been almost 2 years. If they were going to do this paid thing, they should have did it before they sold it to Triller or whatever. Well, I think they sell it to Triller, or they became partners, something, whatever the deal was with Triller, they should have done the Versus TV way before that. That's my opinion. And then it should be 99 cents or something like that. But you get something with the 99 cents. Keep the free, okay, you're on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. But if you come over to Versus with the 99 cent thing, you get something. I don't know what the something would be, but you would get something, because that's how you get them to pay the 99 cents on versus.tv.com.
Correct. Or even on Triller, because if you went to Triller, I was watching via YouTube. And I always look at the comments, because, my thing is to comment.
Right.
I always look at the comments on Instagram.
Right.
Instagram's feed was dropped at least 6 times.
Okay.
And so that was problematic, number one. But people, kept coming back. At its height, there were at least 104 people watching at any time on Instagram. Now, what they're going to need to do is really determine how this is going to work. As you said, they waited too late. 2 years.
Too long.
2 years we've been watching you do this, and you've been entertaining us. And guess what? Arguably, from the beginning, we should have been paying. Now that what's happened now that they partnered with Triller, actually Triller acquired Versus. So now that they have acquired Versus,
right.
And now that they have extra expenses, because remember, when it started, people were just joining via their phones on IG Live, and that was it. And they were just,
because now they're making it a big production where it's in a venue, and I heard this argument, this criticism, which I agree with, that they moved away from the format of 2 artists playing 30 seconds of a song and talking about creating the song. They don't do that anymore. They moved to this concert venue where it's an actual battle. And this is one of the things I didn't like about the Versus. There was some guy in red, I don't know who he was, but he kept trying to diss or say
Anthony Hamilton.
Yes. And I was like, who is this dude, and why don't he shut up? Because we're here for the music. So now it's like they're trying to make it like a fight, because who was the artist that was on Busy Bone, his group and stuff, they were fighting, they were going back and forth, and it was the actual fight. So I don't know, I'm like, don't do that, get away from that, let's be nice and loving. But this guy, I don't know, he was a hype man, comedian for music on his side. And Music Soul Child kept telling the guy, relax and stop with the. But he kept going, and I was like, I didn't like that. And that's not what we do.
My whole thing is, if you're going to crack on someone, I need you not to have a leather red Michael Jackson esque.
Yeah, he looked like Eddie Murphy from Raw. Remember the Eddie Murphy? All red, but his wasn't as like Eddie was. Eddie was cool with his. This guy was like, who is he? And shut up. I don't know who he was.
So.
Well, Anne said she would pay if the content is good enough.
Yes, if and here's another thought I had. If they were going to, they should have did this before they were acquired by Triller. It's way too late to get people to pay because you saw what happened. But if they had done this before and had someone who thought ahead to say, okay, maybe we run ads and then you get the ad free one for $9, I would say keep it 99 cents or $1.99, not no $2.99. It's because you started out as free. And now you're trying to build this thing up, which is now you've gotten, your core fans have a sour taste in their mouth. A lot of people are angry.
No, absolutely. And see, what has happened is, well, it's on two ends. We really shouldn't expect to get the caliber of entertainment that we're getting for free, to be honest. I would have paying something nominal, but that's what you establish at the beginning. If you don't establish it at the beginning, it's very difficult to walk back 2 years later and say, now you need to pay. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, well, there's so much other entertainment, and I will be okay if I don't see this, because I know somebody will do a bootleg on YouTube.
And Dr. Tachi, I even heard, because I go to Twitter to see what the conversation is. A lot of people was like, I'm not paying for that. I could just pull up my playlist from Spotify or Apple or whatever, and I'm good. That's what I heard a lot of people say. And we're talking, it was $2.99 they were asking. So that's what I was saying. They waited 2 years is way too late. Way too late. Way too late. And then you ask for $2.99 is not a big deal to some people, but it is to others. So I was thinking, if you really wanted to do this, because the artist is getting the streaming from this, which is why there's no, there was no payment like you going to a concert, because the artist was benefiting off the streaming, which isn't a lot, but it was something. So,
well, and if we look at this, even from a cost perspective, Versus these battles have exponentially increased in cost. So even if you had, let's just take, I know there are way more than this, but let's just go with the segment of the 104,000 plus that we're over on IG. Even if you did that times $2.99, call that $3, that's like over $300,000, which still doesn't really cover the expenses of a lot of these things. So the thing is now that you should have anticipated this. If you did not want it to grow bigger, then you should have said, we're trying to keep it an intimate type of thing and not charge too much or not charge at all.
Right.
To go to this is now concert space. And what will happen is you will be losing, and very soon we won't have a versus if this is not handled financially correctly. Even with sponsors, unless you get enough sponsors for the whole thing. And right now, it feels like they have just one or two sponsors, because again, everybody wants to be the title sponsor.
Right. It's Ciroc and Doritos, I think, is the two sponsors.
Doritos, and is it still Ciroc? I'm
not sure. I know it was. I'm trying to think the last time I saw the bottles that was it with Shaka Khan, or was it before that? I don't remember. They changed it.
We're not providing bottles anymore to the artists, if that's what you're doing, because they would come on and
I'm like, hey.
Oh, that's not good.
Here, I just had a thought, Dr. Tachi.
Where some were, a little inebriated before they come on. No, I need you in your full right mind. But then again, we're not paying. So who are we to tell them how you should want to do that out of proper etiquette? But
exactly.
You don't. You don't. So I'd be upset if I was paying and you're up there inebriated.
Okay, Anna has a question. Anna says, thing is, if Instagram is a free platform and tech is getting less expensive, where is the expense? Is it with copyright clearances? Where is the extra expense?
It evidently there was some theatrics going on, some staging.
Which they didn't have to do, because Versus started off as Swiss Beats and Timbaland. I think Timbaland was in his car and Swiss was at his house, and they were just playing their songs, talking about, when we made this and we made that. And then when it fast forward a while, then Swiss Beats and Timbaland were actually in the same venue talking about their songs and having people coming out, and it was like a dunk, a this and that. And I was like, you're getting away from the essence of what made the verses great. So I think they have one. I think they have one road pathway to making this work with money wise is when we're out of the pandemic and people want to have a live in-person concert, then they have the Versus brand. That's the only way I see them making money out of this.
Right, because they are. So to the point of expenses, in addition to licensing and all those types of things, you are paying a production crew. You are now paying for it to be live streamed. You're paying for the venue.
Right.
I don't know what the agreement is between them and the artists. But
Yeah,
I'm sure they're not coming for free. So there are way more. You're talking about putting on a concert with 2 artists at this point. Whatever you charge the audience to come in is not going to be enough. And then whatever you charge for people to watch this is not going to be enough. You've got to have that sponsorship to make this work. And like said, a branded Versus concert series could be a way
like a Coachella kind of thing. When people feel like they want to go out, you know, and stand there or, you know, sit there wherever the inside or outside, and the artist is right there on stage in front of them. I mean, that's the only way I could
live
see them.
concert.
Yes, but I don't know when that's gonna happen.
So I'll say this last thing about this.
Okay.
Versus, I'm giving you this idea for free. Metaverses. And I'll leave it at that.
Ooh, that's another pathway.
Take it, it's free. I'm not even charging you. There you go. I'm not charging you the $190 or $299 that you would charge us.
But see, I have one more thing about the expenses. That's on them. They increased that cost because it started out with the Babyface was at his house. Teddy was at his house.
People were quarantined.
Yeah, but they could have stayed with that and kept it like Dr. Taj is saying, intimate. We were there for the stories. Like, we know the song. We want the story behind the song.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you're going, and I appreciate you singing as well. I do appreciate that.
Yes.
I love to hear about the thought process, the situations, the context out of which this music came from. Mm-hmm. I think that's invaluable. I think it's great to have you perform as well, but they have to make, number one, they're going to have to decide what their revenue structure is going to be, how they're going to make money off of this, because they need it. They need to make money if it's going to survive. Right. They also need to understand what that relationship with Instagram is going to be like. Triller and Instagram, for all intents and purposes, are competitors. So you want me and Instagram full well saw that there were at least 100,000 people watching at any one time. So you want me to let you play all these songs copyright free and not ding you, and I'm not making money off of it.
Right.
That's what they're thinking, and that's why it shut down 6 times. So they're going to have to work out that piece of it if they also want to continue to keep Instagram on board. But I don't know what that is. I am not behind the scenes. So
and the VersusTV.com was a good idea, but they're way too late. 2 years later, they're coming out with VersusTV.com. No, not now. That should have been maybe 3-4 months or 6 months after it started. Maybe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it remains to be seen what's up. Sorry, Carolina.
Why are you sorry?
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say something.
No.
Anna had a comment.
Anna
you want to bring it up?
Please.
Okay. Anna says soon concerts are starting back up. Arturo Sandoval plays Troy, New York tonight and Carnegie Hall tomorrow. Oh,
I love Arturo Sandoval.
Yeah, me too. And yes, concerts are coming back, but it's not. I mean, it's not like back. Like we're, without a thought in my head. Like, okay, like I have to get my mask and my this and that to go. No, I'm just gonna go. That I'm talking about that level.
Well,
for concerts and live events.
Yeah, where you don't have to think about those things.
Right.
Not comfortable going to anybody's concert.
Right.
There's no amount of singing you could do that will cajole me to go to, unless it's very sparsely populated outdoor concerts.
But right now people have some pent up desire to just be out and about and to do the things they did prior. And so just like the Super Bowl, I mean, come on, people. That was a lot of people out there, and I didn't see
Yeah, not a
didn't,
mask in sight.
Well, I'll
I'm-
take life for 200 Alex. You can do
exactly.
whatever the hell they like.
We may feel a certain way, but there's a lot of people who feel differently about getting back to the things they was doing regardless. I guess it's to die for. So here Ann says that level is still a ways down the line.
Yep. I agree.
She says she loves him. He is a lovely human.
It's Arturo.
Arturo, yes. Soon as states are shedding the mask mandate, of which California is one, which is very interesting. But that's a whole. We don't want to go down.
Yeah, we don't want to, because I had a but I'm not gonna bring it. I'm not gonna get on that.
Let me
mask mandate.
Go down another day.
Yeah.
The next variant. Not saying a word. We'll save it. Yeah, but versus, I love the concept of versus. I loved it when I first saw what was happening with versus with Swiss and Timberland. I thought this was exciting, and then they lost their way. So,
wow. All right, let's move on to the next story. Talked about this on Wednesday. Paramount has become, Viacom CBS has changed their name to Paramount, saying an iconic global company deserves an iconic global name. So, as you know, CBS All Access was changed to Paramount Plus. So maybe we could have guessed that this was going to happen. Let's go back a little bit. Initially, Viacom and CBS were together. They made the split. Oh, was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think about 3 years ago.
They made the split more than 3 years ago. Then 3 years ago, they got back together to become Viacom CBS, and now they're changing their name to Paramount. Now, I guess it makes sense. Paramount is an iconic company. It is the name that has been known in the entertainment industry since the early days of Hollywood. So it makes sense. So the legal name is actually going to be Paramount Global, but it will be known as Paramount. So obviously this was made before, right before Investors Day, a streaming event that happened on Tuesday afternoon. This is what they said. Again, an iconic global company deserves an iconic global name, one that reflects the power of our content, one that reflects our role as stewards of a rich heritage and as leaders in the future of entertainment. So that points to some other things that they're trying to do in either Web3/Metaverse or whatever, but be for sure that's probably coming. Paramount, the name in this memo that went out to the staff, will reflect who we are, what we aspire to be, and all that we stand for. So good for you, Paramount or CBS or Viacom or whatever your name is.
We just gotta laugh at all this name, Meta. Facebook is Meta, and Viacom is now Paramount. This is that. Okay.
All I want to know is, does it change the check, people? Does it change the check?
Not for us, for them, perhaps.
Okay, maybe. I doubt it seriously, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk Star Trek.
Okay.
J.J. Abrams has announced a new Star Trek film, and shooting is set to begin this year. So it's been 6 years since we've seen the USS Enterprise on the big screen, but we will get it again soon, because here's the thing. J.J. Abrams announced at that Viacom it's now called Paramount, at that investor presentation that his studio, Bad Robot, is getting set to shoot the 4th installment in the Trek reboot film series. So Matt Shakman, who's a veteran TV director who did Game of Thrones and the hit Marvel series WandaVision, is going to direct this film, with the entire reboot cast in talks to return, including Chris Pine as Captain James T. Kirk, Zachary Quinto as Commander Spock, as well as Carl Urban, Zoe Saldana, John Cho, and Simon Pegg. Abrams says this: "We are thrilled to say that we are hard at work on a new Star Trek film that will be shooting by the end of the year, that will be featuring our original cast and some new characters that I think are going to be really fun and exciting and help Star Trek go go into areas that you've never seen before. How apropos. So for those of you that have been looking for a Star Trek, the next installment, here it is. It's coming, and I'll let you know when it is set to be released.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
speaking of new stuff coming up,
Uh-huh.
there are 4 original A Christmas Story cast members that are returning for a sequel.
Really?
Yes, it's going to be called The Christmas Chronicles, and it's under Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Pictures has closed the deal for the 4 original cast members. Ian Petrella, who played Randy, remember the little brother? Zach Ward, who played Scott Farkas. Scott Schwartz, who played Glick, the redheaded guy, and R.D. Robb, who played Schwartz, to join the sequel to the holiday classic, according to The Wrap. So here's the thing. The film's original child star, Peter Billingsley, is set to reprise his role as Ralphie in the film as well. Because if he said no, you might as well not even do it if there's no Ralphie. Why the hell would you even try? So again, the new film is intended for HBO Max, and it's actually called A Christmas Story Christmas. It's going to take place in the 70s, so it is a period film, 30 years removed from the original film, which was set in the 1940s. So it will see an adult Ralphie bring his own kids to his home on Cleveland Street to give them the same Christmas he had growing up. And the film is aiming to have the same period attention to detail and recreating the 70s as the original film did with the 40s. So it will show Ralphie connecting with his childhood friends and reconciling the passing of his old man. Now, his father in the movie was hilarious.
Yes, he made it.
Yes.
The dad,
Yes.
Gavin, what actor's name? Gavin, something. Forgot his name.
I can't remember, but yeah, we'll look it up because he also played in a show from that I watch now that is it's like a detective show. So that was a role that he had before The Christmas Story.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So anyway, let me look it up.
The whole thing was just hilarious, and it's like a Christmas favorite. The 2 things I must watch during the holiday season are A Christmas Story and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Those are the 2 things I must watch.
I love A Christmas Story. I have to watch it every year. You're right.
Yes. So production is actually going to begin in February in Hungary. Interesting. Production costs must be pretty cheap in Hungary if they're doing it over there.
Yep.
Why?
So that's what's happening.
And maybe there are not as many protocols too.
That too.
Could be.
Wait, Dr. Tachi, the father was Darren McGavin. McGavin.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. Wow. I think I have one more story for you. And I'm trying to find a good one. Hold on. Oh, okay. This is a why and what the hell is this for me? Today on What the Hell Is This? Beavis and Butthead is coming back, and they're going to premiere on Paramount Plus later this year. It's going to be perhaps the dumbest space movie ever made, according to Paramount Plus. It is, they're ready to make their comeback in a really big way. What is the title? Here it is. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Why?
Why don't Beavis and Butthead do the metaverse?
That makes sense.
That's what they need to do.
That would make more sense.
That would make way more sense. So, this is actually, Beavis and Butthead actually is the same people who Mike Judge, I believe is it? Yeah, Mike Judge.
Yeah.
That did King of the Hill, which I loved. I love adult cartoons. So like Burgers and The Simpsons, I love things like that. So he did, so it is, this new movie is going to find them sentenced to space camp by a creative judge. We wind up on the space shuttle, and after traveling through a black hole, reemerge in this time. So it's supposed to take place in 1998, but then it emerges in this year.
So they end up in 2023 or 23. Yeah.
I have a
It's
question.
supposed to be released later this year, so 2022. There's so many other stories that need to be told, but this is what you spend your money on.
But this is
Thank
what
you,
they give
Paramount
us.
Plus, or whatever your name is now.
My comment is, will Gen Z care? Do they even know what Beavis and Butthead is?
You know what I'm saying? I doubt it seriously.
I doubt it. We didn't care.
No.
Well, let me be quiet. I didn't care. I thought they were absolutely ridiculous and they were stupid.
I did too. I agree.
So it's totally like a Gen X thing, but they, some of the ones in Gen X, they loved it, and that loved MTV and stuff. I'm like, this is dumb. Why would I waste my time watching this?
I thought they, two little crackhead babies. Let me stop.
Anna has a couple
Let me stop.
We got some comments over here.
Let me stop. Okay. Yes. This one from Anna. Keep them away from keep them away from steel poles on cold days. That was the Christmas story.
Yes.
And then she says Beavis and Butthead, yawn, agree. And then Ann says King of the Hill was my jam. Yeah, so I'm like, who cares about Beavis and Butthead? The ones that do, they're not doing those kind of things.
Well, evidently somebody who's in a seat for decision making decided that they go to the front of the line.
Crash and burn.
What I want to know is, are they still I don't know if you remember, but they used to still wear these rock t-shirts, AC/DC,
yes.
Metallica. Are they going to change what they have on, or I'm wondering, even though it's like a time travel type thing, I'm wondering if they're going to do that, because that's even less for Gen Z to connect.
Right. But those groups are iconic in the rock world, so maybe I don't know.
They are, but for some reason, okay, so all of us listen to the music that came before or that was on the edge of whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the only reason that the current generations listen to any of this music is because of TikTok, because people do all these challenges.
Yeah.
Think, what that Patrice Rushen Forget Me Not song, they think, oh, that song on TikTok. No, you ninny.
They brought that back? The Patrice Rushen? Wow.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it's a. It was a challenge on TikTok. The Forget Me Not.
Oh, okay.
Challenge. Mm-hmm. So that's the way that they know these songs through social media. Also, the fact of all these Instagram DJs or whatever doing playing this music. So they don't. But are they going to connect with it? Even though because a lot of them don't listen to older forms of music if it's not associated with TikTok or Instagram or whatever. So I'm like, is that going to resonate with them? But is it disingenuous to change the name, because that's who at their core Beavis, Stupid and Stupider are, aka Beavis and Butthead.
Well, see, this is the thing. If they want Gen Z to watch, they're gonna have to put this stuff on TikTok. They're gonna have to do TikTok content and some reels, maybe. Other than that, and they ordered 2 seasons. I did a Google search. They did 2 seasons order of Beavis and Butthead.
You see. All the important things that you could be doing. You chose to do a reboot of Beavis and Butthead.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So if they want Gen Z, they're gonna have to do a whole lot of TikTok content. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, I'm out of stories for today. So that's it.
Oh, Doc, we appreciate you so much. We just want to make sure that people are aware of what's going on in the media. Oh my gosh.
So wait, just one more thing about Beavis and Butthead, because I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. I see a tweet from Paramount Plus, and they have like a cartoon drawing. So they're going to be old men.
Oh,
they're going to be old men, not the original teenager.
Now that's not something that the rap mentioned.
Okay.
That they see, I didn't know that they were going to be old men. They said that it was going to start in 1998 and that space shuttle, whatever, and it would come through to 2022. But I didn't know that they were going to be aged.
Well, there's a sketch on their Twitter. I just lost it, and it said, yeah, here it is. It says, just July, Paramount Plus is premiering an exclusive Beavis and Butthead movie followed by brand new episodes. And then they've got like the graphic says Beavis and Butthead, Mike Judge, and then the Beavis. I don't know which one is which, but they're not young. They're old. They're like 40, 50.
They shouldn't have ordered 2 seasons.
I'll find the link and put it in there if anybody's interested to see what it looks like.
This is a mistake. They already don't care about Beavis and Butthead. They think they're going to care about Boomer Beavis and Butthead.
I'm just laughing because this is hilarious. I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? I mean, I could see if they were still teenagers, somehow they went and time traveled and came back as, teenagers, but they have a sketch. I'm looking to find the links. I can put it in the chat so you guys can see, but they're old.
Please let this sketch be.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Oh, here, I found it. Because I want everybody to see it. Like they're like one. I don't know which one is which, but the one that wears glasses, or did they wear glasses? I don't know.
Well, they didn't wear glasses when they were teenagers.
Well, Anna says a lot of the smokers in my high school would wear AC/DC and Metallica T-shirts. She said if they lived, they are probably that niche if they're alive. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
so
wow. Go ahead and describe it.
So like I said, it's Beavis and Butthead, and it's like they're in like a lineup. Does it look like and it's sketched, and like whatever, the one on the left has like a thing on his chin and a pot belly, and then the other one with the hair that went up, like his hairline has receded and he got a little pot belly. These are old guys.
So maybe I don't know what this is about.
I don't know, but that's on their Twitter, on Paramount Plus Twitter.
Again, this is Mike Judge, the same person who did King of the Hill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you did, and you did have some younger characters on King of the Hill, but the core of King of the Hill were Hank, the wife, and the friends, right?
Right.
We watched that because it was hilarious, but I think what he's trying to do is bring that same energy of younger people that will watch older people.
Hi, sweetie. My granddaughter just arrived.
Oh, from daycare?
It's time for us to wrap up.
Oh, okay. She's excited?
Very.
Okay.
Evidently, we have a new toy.
Oh, the baby in the bath.
She just took over the show. Let's see.
Okay.
Because
hello.
I can't silence my phone, or we won't be able to hear on Clubhouse.
That's cool. So we might as well end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Whoops.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I just had to catch her.
I love it when she comes on. She's so cute and talkative.
And she is not shy of the camera.
No, she's like, hey, just hey, here's my doll.
Exactly.
In the bathtub.
Thank you, Anna. She says granddaughter's baby dolly is cute. Thank you.
It is.
Well, okay.
Uh-oh.
So,
taking over.
Yes, she just left out the door. Okay. But I hear mom. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want you guys, if you're not following Dr. Tachi over on Mediascope, make sure you do that. And I want to encourage you to find Terry Johnson online everywhere. If you're not already following her, here are some of the places where you can find Terry Johnson online. In addition to that, we want to encourage everyone to tune in to BizChicks TV every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you haven't already done so and desire to become a part of the BizChicks community, just text Biz to 33777. We'd love for you to become a part of our community so that we can help you support your business and help you run a profitable business that's fun to run. So with that, we're going to say, hey, remember to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone on Clubhouse. Thank you, everyone watching live.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
And we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Until then, remember to go to the front of your own line. Bye-bye, everyone.